Uachtarán agus Cistúr Cordova, Ara, Dr. Adal, Ian Special agus Carta Gael League. Adús Waiglam Fáchimóra Cur Gahélia Tylar or an dinner on a special the Common Class Gael Donegal. Agus is mór an dom an Céadúir mar Cairlach Bord the Conde, Fácha Cur, Gashan O'Rahilly, Uachtarán Corleola, agus Cogáideas gus Lashan, Maryalar an Furan Arwaha, Awu Creed na Hearn the Céadúir. Welcoming the President of the Ulster Council. It would be very remiss of me if we didn't remember that great day in September when many years from 1953 up until 2002 that Armagh brought home the Sam Maguire to the Orchard County. Congratulations, John. It was a great day not only for you but for all the Gaels of Ulster. And also welcoming, I would have to remember the great days, and I just spoke to Tom Connon of his great success in 1982 of the Donegal under-21 side, and to his management team of Donal Monaghan, Michael Lafferty, John Cassidy. You're very welcome here tonight. And to the senior also to the over 40s team. And with a little note I would like to have to say to the banished Joe and Des Newton that I was very disappointed that at latter stages I wasn't called in. At least I would have filled the subs jersey. Sorry, Des. However, we want to try and make the proceedings nice and sharp here tonight, and I will be back on the stage to say just a few words at the end. I hope you have had a nice meal. On behalf of the Common Class Gael Donegal, I would like to thank the Abbey Hotel for a very fine meal and good service, very quickly served. Thank you very much to the management staff of the Abbey Hotel. And to say on behalf of Bord McCondy, a big thank you to the management and the staff, and particularly Jim White and the accountant here in the hotel. A thanks for the sponsorship that is so generously have gone down the road with us again for 2003, and hopefully we will justify the sort of monies that put into our county teams and our county hurling teams. So I'll hand you back to Noel McCall, who's now for tea for the night, and in advance, congratulations again in conclusion to all the recipients. I won't single anyone out for all the awards they're about to receive. I will return later.
Good Brian, agus we have a few apologies, and we've one from Sean McCaig, Uachtarán Common Class Gael, addressed to the County Secretary. On behalf of the Uachtarán, I regret to inform you that the Uachtarán Sean McCaig is unable to attend this year's Donegal County Board dinner dance due to a cost of honesty meeting during the day and another commitment in Dublin that evening. I hope you have a very enjoyable evening. Michel Lefear Bass, and it comes from one of our own people who has been here at most dinners, Maura New Graham, the Counter Parsons, who Uachtarán Common Class Gael. Another apology from Charlie Collins, Manager Director of Highland. Many thanks for your kind invitation to the annual awards banquet. I regret that I am unable to attend due to a prior commitment that evening. Best wishes for a successful evening. I'm going to read all these letters at the beginning. Read the Under-21 Team Awards Banquet. Thank you and the County Board for your kind invitation to the County Banquet to dwell on the presentations, because everybody has got a copy of this booklet, and there's articles on the recipients in the booklet, and I'm not going to start repeating what's in the book. So if you forgive me and I beg your indulgence, we will move on quickly. I was told I had to have everything completed in an hour with a little bit of rant, so I hope that we can do it in that time. So the first award, and before I call it, I would ask one of our own, Tom Daly, who is the Kistjar of Corlia Olu. Tom, in his capacity as treasurer of the Ulster Council, to come up here and make the presentations. For my good Tom. On behalf of Fontana is Maggie McCann, the Development Officer. All right. Right, Tom. Move fast now because we're not going to slow down for pictures. Thank you, Tom. The second award is for handball. And the recipient is Tracy Floyd from the Cruise Club. And
all right, you can answer that one.
congratulations to Tracy. This is the second night in the Tropics. She's received a reward. She received the reward this night from the Donegal Sports.
Congratulations, Missy. That's it. Hang on.
Referee of the year, and the referee of the year is Mickey Mulhern from St. Julian's.
Every time you land a fall out here. All right.
Okay, award number 4 is the Ladies Footballer of the Year. And the recipient of that is Nicola Lacey from Four Masters.
Congratulations, Nicola. I actually introduced your brother from during the week.
Thanks, right.
Hey, Nicola. Well done. First mate.
The next award is the Communications Award, and I don't think there can be any better recipient than Father Sean O'Gallagher, Father Sean Gallagher. Father Sean is a commentator, has given plenty of many joyful moments, and he's also the statistician for the GAA as well, doing a tremendous job in keeping our records.
Well done.
Well done, Father Sean. We move on to Hurler of the Year, and the Hurler of the Year is Kieran Dowd from Bork.
Congratulations.
year. He's normally full-time with the Donegal hurling team. We had a problem with midfield this year, and he moves into midfield and did a tremendous job. We move on to the footballer of the year, and how this man graced the fields of Ulster and particularly Croke Park. Footballer of the year, Adrian Sweeney of Donegal.
Should I walk? You didn't get some. Huh? No.
Club of the year, and also the AIB Club of the Year in Donegal is Montana. The award will be accepted by John Clarkin, who is the outgoing chairman, having spent 7 years as chairman of the club. Well done, John.
Turn around, Sean.
Our next award is the Overseas Award. And the Overseas Award goes to a person who has given 35 years service to Donegal GAA, active in everything to do with the club, and being a Glenfin man naturally has a tremendous interest in culture as well. Put your hands together, give a warm welcome to Eddie McGinty. Now that is the end of part 1. Just before you leave from today, I would ask you to say a few words to Tom Littlehull.
Players our game. I would take Noah's word that he has very limited time to get through tonight, and so I'm going to be very grateful. I simply want to congratulate all of the people who have represented their clubs here tonight to pick up awards, either as individuals or on behalf of the club. I think it's appropriate that we recognise the work that's been done in over 40 locations throughout this country by a huge army of volunteers, people who are ingrained in the life of the communities and who are doing tremendous work for our association. And I think it's very fitting that we recognise them. I think sometimes in the GAA we don't say thanks often enough, and we don't recognise the people who work year in and year out for us and give a lot of their personal time, personal lives, family time to the association. We're very, very lucky to have so many people working on the ground and in turn making their time available at county level. I would just like to take the opportunity to pay a special tribute to the 82 team. I think when you look at the entire panel over the last 21 years, they have made a tremendous contribution at county level, but also at club level. Many of them have gone on to become involved in the clubs as team managers. Many of them have got involved in assisting as mentors and on the management side and coaching side at county level. And they really have made a fantastic contribution to the development and the growth of the GAA in Donegal. In some ways, I think maybe the last milestone team was the 72 team because of the big breakthrough, but I think the 82 team, because of I suppose the ultimate achievement, where many of them came through as part of the squad that won in 1992, I think they have a very special place in the annals of the GAA in the county. And finally, a commercial. One of the panel members, Sylvester Maguire, is organising the signing of a football by those involved in the 92 team, either as players or as mentors. And this is to go on to be used as part of a fundraising initiative for the Special Olympics, which a lot of people in the county are involved with at the moment. So perhaps anybody that's involved, or anyone that was involved in the 92 squad or on the management side would make their way to Sylvester later on. Finally, I just wish everybody in the county the very best for 2003. There's a great buzz at the moment. There's a huge squad of players involved training for the under-21 team, playing today in Balik against B selection. Great buzz in the challenge game between Donegal and Sligo, and I think that we're going to have an exciting year, and I think there's a great appetite and hunger to see the games get back into full swing, and we're all looking forward to that. Bermila Michael.
Now we move on to the All-Ireland winners, the Masters who won the All-Ireland title this year, and I would like to invite the President of the Ulster Council, John O'Reilly, to come along and present the All-Ireland medals to the Masters team. We have often said in this county that we won championships in years ending in 2. 72 was Ulster, 82 was the under-21, which we're going to honour later, 92 we won our All-Ireland, and 2002, many of those who participated in 82 and 92 came back and won the first Masters All-Ireland for the county. So well done to those. And the first person I'm going to call is the captain of the team, Gerald McCool from Glenfin. Now I'm going to move along. Can we have Michael Kelly from Four Masters?
I will do that. That's all we need to
Next is Bosco Houhan of Bundoran. John Joe Travers of Neat Reed. Cathal Campbell of St. Noel's.
Well done.
Cahill's not here. Sean Kelly, Vice Chairman of the County Boards, accepting his behalf. The player manager of that team is the next person, Des Newton of Carndonagh. Next is a man who had a very big year, winning an intermediate medal with his club as well, Martin Shovlin of Newboston. Next we have James Carr of Kilcanner. Next is Marty Carlin of Red Goose. Right, then we have somebody from the Irish Club, John Phelan saw here. Next is Charlie Mulgrew of St. Louis. And he's followed by a very good friend of his, Matt Gallagher, Neil Reid. Next we have John O'Connor of Fontana. Not here. Right, okay. Now we have Brent McCready of St. Paul. Brian Lafferty McCool.
I knew I was doing it with something. Congratulations. Give me that one.
Another one of the under 21 senior squad. And now masters, Donald Reid of Red Shoes. Brewer is next. Jenny McPhee of Macoo. Gillespie of Kintown. Gillespie is not here. Sorry. Is he here? He's here. Sorry, Chris, we totally weren't here.
Give it away on your own spot.
He was already up here receiving the referee's award, Mickey Mulhern of St. Junans. Another St. Junans man, Ewan McIntyre. Christy Callahan, also of St. Junans. And the golf given great service in Dublin County, John Baker Boyd, Killybegs.
What about that wide machine?
Jim Marley and Glenn Finn.
There you go. One back up.
And finally, John Dugan of Nebolton. now ask Dave Newton, who was the player manager of the Masters All-Ireland squad, to say a few words. Dave Newton.
Carta, I'd just like to take a moment to thank all the lads for their involvement during the year. This seed was sown about 14 or 15 months ago when I went to Noreen and asked if the county board would give their permission to enter a team in the Masters competition. And I would like to thank Noreen and the rest of the county board and the executive for backing the team all the way through the competition and providing us with whatever we needed to make sure that we were well turned out on the day and so on. I would like to thank in particular Mark Shovlin, who was very enthusiastic about this whole project and came on board and gave me a lot of help during the year as well. And I'd like to warn a few fellas down there that I have my eyes on them now for next year. So Joyce and Sylvester and Sean Boner and a few more of you, you better start training soon. Thank you very much.
Good dance. And just before he leaves the platform, I would ask Uachtaran Comhairle Olu, John O'Reilly, to address you. Uachtaran Comhairle Olu, John O'Reilly.
Cahirna, Kistler County, you're asked by Hales. First of all, I'd like to thank the county board for inviting Angela and myself here tonight. And I must say, it's a very vibrant night and plenty of people, and it does look like as if next year Donegal do mean to do the business. I know they were very unlucky this year, but after all, we were there for a long time and we were entitled to win one. Here we already had one. It doesn't matter now who wins the next one, it'll never be the same again as winning the first. Very important thing to win the first. One other thing I would like to mention a few people who in Comhairle are very important to us. Like at the moment, Tom Daly is our treasurer, and this time next year should be our vice chairman, or vice president. And he's done tremendous work for us since he's arrived on the scene. He's a fantastic worker, very methodical, and I know he will not let Ulster and Donegal down. We also have Noel McCool, who is our Games Development Officer, who is excellent at what he does, and he's usually excellent no matter what he does, and he usually gets results. And I would like to thank him also, and the county board for sending him to us, for what he does for us. And Mick McGrath. Mick McGrath is now on the Ulster Council and is representing Donegal very, very well.
It's a great pleasure. It's a great pleasure.
Starts this Ulster semi-final. A repeat of the Ulster
lane. Now it's Fitzsimons dabbling it inside and well held by John Joe. John Joe Doherty.
which is more than a Smith-Mead partner could do. And Donegal attack again through Joyce McMullen. Still McMullen. There's the difference. Haggerty in the overlap. Haggerty with the shot. And Haggerty with the point. So mistake by Antrim. And Donegal punish it. And now the gap stretches to 6.
Giving it outside to John Doherty. These Donegal players are fighting.
He's back inside his own half. Still McHugh. Held the ball up. Transferred it beautifully to Haggerty. The man in space is Donald Reid. Through the middle. Takes the point.
Here was John O'Driscoll in full flight. Martin Shovlin going across to try and cover. Matt Gallagher was there as well. The layoff to Don Davis. And watch then as it was John Joe Doherty who got in that timely intervention and an easy save for Gary Wilson.
There's a man in pursuit. The Frank Wilson's got it. Still Wilson. There's the slippy service again. There's Noel Haggerty. And there's clean possession. An excellent defensive play.
Paul Carr. Giving it back to Mark Crossan, who's available. John Doherty, who gave it to him a moment ago. That's good play by Donegal.
Joyce McMullen drills it out towards Donald Reid. He passed it over to Noel Haggerty. Still Haggerty. Haggerty still going through. Cross the 20-metre line, cross it again. Takes the shot. The sides are level. 113 to Cavan, 113 to Donegal. And Noel Haggerty, the man who came forward, was the man who brought them level.
This is Donegal fighting for their championship life. Noel Haggerty coming up from his corner back position and showing all the calmness of his counterpart in the forward line. Hooks the ball over the bar.
That's aimed towards Charlie Redmond. John Joe Doherty is his marker this afternoon. John Joe winning it. Also appears to have a bit of a laugh down there, so it's all pretty good-humoured and good-natured. Once the referee had that matter brought to his attention by the umpire, perhaps he felt he had to take action. The champions would love to tag on the league title. Dublin do not want to get beaten by Donegal for the second time. What a bad build-up it would be to their championship aspirations. But right now they're watching Noel Haggerty link up with Bannis Boyle. Boyle trying to go round the cover, trying to kick the equaliser. Support here. That's Paul Clark. A booming shot inside. Gary Walsh challenging, and it's John Joe Doherty who makes a very good intervention. His positioning was absolutely... Gavigan trying to put in the challenge on Paul Curran. Curran made a lot of ground. It's well held back there by Noel Haggerty. There's some great performances from the Donegal backs this afternoon. They continue to lead. Now John Joe Doherty, former minor and underage star. This is 10th championship.
Really playing well. With Noel Haggerty going forward now, he's got a chance if he can take his point.
And there's another point. Noel Haggerty, the captain of Donegal. An incredible performance by the Green and Gold. Down to retain their Ulster title. These boys have to perform. Well won by John Joe Doherty. No sign of a hamstring problem there. And it's a free out for the Green and Gold.
Three chances in this first half, and all of them have been on target. Declan Bonner to Noel Haggerty, having a shot from way out. Oh, lovely play by Noel Haggerty. Then Colm Gill will be proud of Noel Haggerty for that.
John Joe Doherty trying to stand back. Winning it the second time there from Charlie Redmond. Remember, it's 2 points to 1 in Dublin's favour, in spite of the fact that they've had the lion's share of possession. Oh, it's a little uncompromising. John Joe Doherty, the injured Lenny Murphy, where Donegal should have been on the attack. It's Dublin instead. There seems to be a push in the back, but Donegal break away out of defence with Noel Haggerty. Now John Joe Doherty. That's Beelan pumping it back in the general direction of Charlie Redmond, who would appear to have gone into the corner there. Marshalled all the time. Great play in defence by John Joe Doherty. On for Noel Haggerty. Trying to round Brian Murray, who's struggling to make an impact in this game. But Donegal beaten in so many places throughout the field this afternoon. This is John Joe Doherty.
Have to use that ball a lot quicker, I think, Donegal. Use the hand pass, but much more effective.
Some good penetrative skills here by Guidon. Twisting it on nicely to Jack Sheedy. What a great one. Going by Noel Haggerty. Still going by. And eventually running into a cul-de-sac and losing the ball, and it's John Joe Doherty who's fouled. Touchdown well for Charlie Redmond. That's happening time and again for the Dublin players, combining well. But this is read very, very smartly indeed by Noel Haggerty. Haggerty for Donegal. Trying to get through, fouled. Injured in the face by Charlie Redmond, I think. There's half a minute remaining on my watch. It's Dublin 9, Donegal 8. Noel Haggerty looking for an equaliser for Donegal, and he's kicked it over! The second half substitute has got the equaliser. Noel, the centre half back, has delighted these Donegal fans, who will now feel that their team is at least surely due another day.
Okay, we move on. I suppose there was one interesting thing there. Marty Morrissey said that Glenn Colmkill would be proud of Noel Haggerty. But I know that everybody in Glen, and particularly in the Niamh Clumba area, are more than proud of Noel and John Joe together for all the great moments they've given Donegal football, but in particular for all they have brought to Glen. And as you can see on those clips, they were wholehearted every time they took the field. So well done to John Joe and Noel. And think it's only fitting that they're both from the same club, that we'll invite both of them up here to receive their blazers and be entered into the Hall of Fame together. So, John Joe and Noel, if you both come together with your good wives, Laurie and Anna, we have a presentation for them as well.
Right, stand on there, great. That's fine, no.
That's right, can we one of the two of them together, Brian, yeah.
Stand on the stand over the session. Stand hold on. That's
better.
Close them up.
You fight again. Leading up one for you, Michael.
Michael O'Donnell says these jackets were a great fit for the two lads. And I know Father John Joe Duffy will be expecting two well-dressed men coming into the chapel in Glen from now on. Okay, heartiest congratulations to the two stalwarts from East Columba. Before they leave, I would ask each one of them to say a few words. So I'll call on John Joe first.
Akairla Hasbuk Muncher Condi August Muncher Condi board that's more on being shown up the special show the Muncher Condi like with Kahariam Haila August Makarja has Mafarisha done the show on the board January enough. Just a few quick words. First of all, my Irish and Brian McNutt's Irish are two different things. I don't hope to become president of the GAA. I'm not going to keep this long. Just a few quick notes here. I just want to go down through them fast. First of all, the first thing I wrote leaving home this evening is I want to pay special honour to the 82 team because they were really the pioneers of this Donegal cavalcade this last 15 years. Now don't confuse that word pioneers with other type of pioneers because they don't qualify with that, so they don't most. From the age, from the club that helped me from my young days. I'll just go through a few people here. Finian Ward taught me at national school, who had big influence on my career. Paddy Bug Gillespie, Sean Burke, PJ McGinley, Paddy Yatkin, they all managed underage teams that I was lucky enough to win county titles with my club. At senior level, John Maguire took me into the reserve panel at 16. Michael Manilis and the president, selector into the Donegal team, Michael Oliver, they all had big influence on me at senior level. So I want to thank them all. My time, as you would know from that book, at Carrick Tech, was very enjoyable. And Barry Campbell was my school teacher there. Barry Campbell was really 10 years ahead of his time, because we were using third midfielders in Carrick Tech in the early 80s when there was no word of it, so Barry, thanks very much. PJ McGowan was manager of the vocational school team around the same time. PJ, thank you. We got success at the vocational school level, and the first taste of Croke Park, and it was nice as a 17-year-old to play there and won All Ireland. And that same year, Jimmy White took me into the county minor panel, and this was really, I think, when my football career kind of took off in a way, because we had a great team, backbone by great Killybegs men. They were right down the middle, and great admiration for them. We won the Ulster Championship, and what's more, it gave all that team a kind of an appetite for more success. And 2 years later, we won from the 21 Championship. PJ McGowan again was manager of that team, and once again to PJ and his selectors, thanks very much. Getting there. I played under 4 senior team managers in the county here. Tom Connan took me into the panel, Brian McKenna, PJ, and Declan Bonner. As well documented at the stage, different levels of success, the 4 of them, but I don't want to I'm not even going to harp on about 92. I know it was great, but the other managers as well, they probably weren't working with the same panel of players, and I think after 92 really, I don't think God Almighty could have managed the Donegal team for a couple of years, to be honest with you. So my teammates 92, thanks very much. It's great meeting you. Some people I meet more often than others, but just want to say that the memories I had of your time playing county football will always stick with me, especially in 92. And even, looking back at my football career, there's a few club players as well that, although they never played for the county, they had the mentality of county players, who were very dedicated. I'm thinking of people like Desi Cunningham, my friend down there from Glencullen. Some of you might know, some of you don't, but Desi was a great man, and just don't ask me any more about Desi, but a good man, that's all. Desi doesn't know himself. To my neighbouring clubs, Kilcar, Killybegs, Ardra, and later years Sletties, we had some very good tough matches, and there was nothing, no quarter asked or no quarter given. And as I said, through my county career, I've got great support from them clubs, and just want to say thanks very much. The referees that played under me, that put up with me, some of them took me advice while I was playing, and others didn't. The local media, the papers, and the radios, thanks very much. I'll not mention any names, but these were all fair enough, I suppose. Father Sean Dollar as well, I'm delighted to see him on our here tonight. People like me, or when you get the jacket that I'm wearing here, all they can do is look back. and thankfully, for people like Father Sean, it's nice to have some kind of cutouts to be able to say that we existed at all. The supporters of the county, just the ordinary people, and when I talk about supporters, a lot of the time the best supporters are not necessarily the most visible, There was old people and sick people that I met through the parish, through my own parish and through the county that may never have been at a game, and I would realise that all through the 90s they were lighting candles, and in a way that type of support is every bit as good as the people that's clapping in the back after. Move on now to my friend here and companion Noel. What can I say about Noel that hasn't been said already? I first started playing with Noel 1981. I think the two of us were in that line on the 12 team. Some points, not in the huge pace that he sorted out. Some of you don't know this, but a public character. The story's actually usually earmarked for Barden. Hopefully you'll be up with me another while anyway. I think to talk about Noel, Noel, he was as complete a player as I ever played with. We won a championship with Leeds Plumba in 1990, and from then right on up to the mid-90s, there was a more complete player in the country around that time, and I think you'll see from them video clips. It could be blocking a ball on the line 1 minute or kicking a point. Noel had it all, and just kept himself inside and getting it up. Some of you then left the best wine to last. My wife, Lori, she's sitting down there with my family, and my daughter, Shauna, who were quite happy to meet. I met Lori in 1993 in Brother Shane's in Glenfonnville. The first thing she asked was, who are you? I wasn't too worried about all areas and I'm not too worried about them, but I thought myself, I was playing so much football at the time that a person with that type of attitude might be a good thing to have around the house. Well, I've stuck with it anyway, still here. To my mother and father, thanks for everything you've given me down through the years. When I was younger, it wasn't easy leaving the house all the time, but sometimes I had to sneak out the back door, but I always got a way to play anyway, and I was never deprived. And when I talk about my family, I have to mention my cousins as well. Everybody that knows where I live. My uncle John and his wife Rita live across the road. And there are 10 in our house and there's 6 in that house, and we were all kind of fun through each other, and it was great. And, the support that I got from those two houses right through my career, it was great. Great leaving that type of background in the morning, heading off for important matches. And sorry for breaking all the wonders too when I was a young fella. And the great game of football we had. I remember the great game of football in front of my Uncle John's house. In fact, if I was asked here tonight where did I learn football, I would have to say it was in front of my Uncle John's house. There were some tough games there, and we done well to come out on top. The secret of them games was that if you could happen to own the ball you were playing with, because if you owned the ball, that meant if you got ahead at all, you could grab the ball and go home and go. That's about it really. Probably spoke too long. But once again, I enjoy my county football, I enjoy my club football. People in the county, no matter what corner of the county you came from, my work takes me all over the county, and it's great to meet GAA people right through every corner of Donegal, and once again, thanks very much.
We're getting married with Noel, and it's not Noel, that's John Joe, and I was just thinking, Noel, you have to follow that, so along you come.
Ladies and gentlemen, just listening to John Joe there, I wonder is it McAnuff that's going for the president or is it himself that's going for that? The difference between myself and John Joe is 4 pages of notes in front of him. I have nothing in front of me. Thinking back, a couple of weeks ago, Noreen Doherty rang me. I was thinking she might be ringing me, Brian McGuinness might be calling me back into the panel. She says, will you go up and get measured for the green jacket? So it was a big letdown, but... I went up and Liam Brown was in McGee's to measure me. So he was measuring me and whatever, probably said a wee bit plumper than I used to be, but he was measuring away anyway, and it came to the end and he says, how do you spell Higgerty? And I says, I don't know, but you're writing my name long enough to know how to spell this stage. Before I got finished with Liam Brown, I looked over at the corner. There was one small green jacket hanging in the corner, and it was very small. I was wondering who it could fit, because most of the players have their green jackets got, but there was some mildew on it and some moths eating at it. So if anybody knows a very small football that haven't collected a green jacket, give me a shout. Looking back, whatever John Joe said, I played along with John Joe. Even though I collected the jacket with him, he's about 3 or 4 years older than me, so I can't figure it out. But what all the teams he played on, I played on them. So we played more or less together from the tech to the club teams down through the years. Then on the county teams with minor, we played minor teams on the 2-1 teams, Ridley Cup teams. So whatever John Joe said, I would feel the exact same way on it, you know. We had a lot of good, very good years with Glen. Very, very good years, you know. From the 90s, we might have lost maybe 4 or 5 county finals, but we contested them anyway, you know, for a very, very small parish. Yeah, we did very well for the pick we had. And if you look back in the teams we had on our small club, there were only 4 or 5 players that played in all the teams, you know. So we did very well for a wee corner in Donegal. The football has changed now so much. The corner in Donegal at Kilcarn, Glen, and Killybegs, where all the football was played, has slipped way back to the big towns. So thinking back that we won under 12, under 14, under 16, minor, under 21 and senior. So I was very, very lucky to have played on the teams that I played with John Joe and with the club players. After that I played with John Joe and played under Brian McGuinness and PG McGowan, Declan Boner in the county team. We did very well with our county team, but the pool of players we had was very good. We could have won a lot more. We were beating a couple of league finals. We should have won a lot more. But it was nice to have played in it. We travelled up from Glenagalcar, myself, John Joe, 2 McHughes. Brian McGuinness used to say the rebellious car. It wasn't always constructive what we were coming up with in the car on the way up. But we had good times. It's good to look back on it. And we have good friends out of it. From all the years we played. From 92 will be 1 year, but everybody thinks back to 92, but there'll be a lot of other years that, like 94, 95, 96, 97, you'll meet, have as good of friends from them years as you would as other years. As I say, the only thing I'll say on it, we should have probably won more in the years we played. On my own family, only for us, my own family was very good to me from I started. Right through my whole football career. It's coming to an end now. This last few years, Anna has taken over. And she looks after me. And she'll have to broke for another couple of years, you know. So I'll finish up on that note. And thanks very much.
Thank you, John Joe and Noel, and 2 worthy recipients of the Hall of Fame. And they did refer to the booklet, and again we're grateful to Father Sean because he has illustrated the careers of the two boys in the booklet. So, go ahead, Mike, at that. Our next presentation is the Hurling Hall of Fame, and this man has given great service to club and county, and I think it's richly deserved. Put your hands together and give a warm welcome to Liam Mullen from the Format Club. Nola, would you please come around and be glad?
I'm here in Abbey. Special guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Run myself, I wish to sincerely thank County Hundred in Donegal for the honour bestowed on me this evening. I will find it very hard to follow either John Joe or Noel, so I won't even try. I have got great pleasure from being a member of the GAA, and I have met a lot of people, and I really accept this award on behalf of my club, who have been of great assistance, and all the people from Tarn to Ballyshannon who I have met both through football and hurling. Being the aim is, well, I wouldn't know where to start or where to finish. So I just conclude with a few words from last year. Thank God for the GAA and thank God for hurling.
But had Mike and Liam. Liam, as you'll see from the booklet, has given a lifetime of services to GAA in the county, whether it was minor football, hurling, and of course Mardinia the Clan, Iwelan, Vian Culture, Galager, and Chinfostel. As you would be aware, we were to have a recipient for the Football Hall of Fame, and that was Kieran McCready of Ballyshannon, now resident in Dublin for quite a while. Unfortunately, Kieran can't be with us. He did send a letter to us, and when I read it, I think it'll explain why he's not here. And it was addressed to the County Secretary. Noreen, little did I know on Monday morning last that I would be admitted to the coronary care unit in St James's Hospital. It was a source of even greater shock to me when I was informed on Tuesday evening that I had suffered a heart attack on Sunday. I had experienced none of the expected symptoms of a heart attack, which had been disguised by the fact I had undiagnosed and obviously untreated diabetes. Needless to say, I am bitterly disappointed that I cannot be present for the Hall of Fame award from the Donegal County Board. But I look forward to the presentation being made at a later date as per our discussion. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and the other members of the County Board for awarding me this great honour, and may I wish you all an enjoyable and successful evening on Saturday. Regards, Kieran McCready. County Board are only too happy to accede to Kieran's request, and that is the reason we have not invited a substitute here tonight to accept the gifts that he should be receiving. We will try and arrange the presentation at a later date. Now we move on to the team, as somebody mentioned, that brought the first All-Ireland to the county, the under-21 team of 1982. And if you're ready, we'll call the team and we'll ask the present Brian McGinniff to make the presentation. First of all, Brian Toohey, the captain from Erua in Ballyshannon. Many of these have already been on stage as part of the Master squad. Next is the Michael Kelly from Four Masters. Michael McBurney, Four Masters. Sean Boner, Narasa. Okay, Sean's coming. Matt Gallagher, Neil Breach. Ewan McIntyre, St. Eunice. We have a letter of apology from Tommy McDermott, but here to accept his award is his father, Jackie.
Come on, Jackie!
1992 captain Andy Malloy, Bardran. A lot of familiar names here. Joyce McMullen, Four Masters. The wee man himself, Martin McHugh, the car. Charlie Mulgrew, St. John's. Seamus Meehan of Fourmaster. The noise is brought out for a while. Paul Tower, St. John's. Donald Reed, Red Goose. Patrick McGroarty, St. Nogs. Sylvester Maguire of Irua. Marty Carroll, Red Goose. Mark Shognan of Neville. John McGowan of St. Nogs. John O'Donnell of Glenties. Horace Carr of Kilcar. We had a letter of apology from Donny Cole of Ardrahan, so we'd ask his friend and the former county chairman, John McConnell, to accept the award on his behalf. There's just one more member of that squad. Unfortunately, that member is the late Patrick Gallagher, the only member of the squad who have passed on to the Eternal Award. I would like to call on his daughter, Carla, to come up here and accept the award. team manager of that squad was Tom Conahan. Selectors, Donald Monaghan from Four Masters. Michael Lafferty of Shannon Cruz. And finally, John Cassidy of Four Masters.
Come on, John. Oh, John.
Thank you. Worth mentioning, the senior board would have taken over the running of the All-Ireland or the under-21 squads in the county round about that time, but prior to that it was the duty of the minor board in Donegal to look after the under-21, and I think it's fitting that we should remember a person who served as secretary of the minor board for almost 20 years. He's here tonight, Eugene Boyle, who's now living in Shashaneed. Eugene's here with the West Parliament.
Well done, mate.
Well done, Eugene. Good man. Now ask the captain of that team, Brian Toohey, to say a few words.
My Lord Bishop, Reverend Fathers, Officers of the County Board, special guests, ladies and gentlemen. As you probably know by now, there are a lot of fellas back here that are far better able to speak than I am. Speaking on behalf of this outfit here, we are absolutely delighted to be here tonight. 20 years on. It's unbelievable that 20 years have passed since that fantastic day in Carrick-on-Shannon. I suppose a lot of us were starting off, many of us were in college, starting off in jobs. We didn't know what to expect in life. We're here now 20 years later, and a lot of things have happened, and there's been a lot of success and so on and so forth. I want to thank the County Board for having us here tonight, particularly thanks to Secretary Noreen for all her work. Thanks very much, Noreen. It has been said, we are short 3 men here tonight from our panel from 82. Donny McCall is in the States. Tommy is caught up in England tonight. Unfortunately, he rang me there last week and he was in bits that he couldn't be here. But he sends his best regards. He'd love to be here, have the crack, so would Donny. The other man is Porrick, a very important player for Donegal back in 82 and the years before that. A very important player. May he rest in peace. I was very fortunate to be captain of a very fine bunch of players. And this bunch of players and all their talent didn't just happen overnight. An awful lot of it is down to the fantastic work that was done in the clubs for many years before that great victory. There were many fine people involved in nurturing football in all of us. And I think it'd be fair to say that we have to give credit to them tonight. It'd be dangerous to start mentioning names, but there's so many people involved in so many clubs that we're all connected with, and we just want to say thanks to all of them and not forget them tonight. And also to the people in the schools and colleges. I mean, they nurtured football in all of us, and I suppose we had dreams from an awful lot of things. It's dangerous to mention names. From my own behalf, I would like to say a couple of people that were very influential when I was very young, and they are Jackie McDermott, who is here tonight on behalf of Tommy. And also Tom Cullen, who would have been in charge of De La Salle teams, and we would have won the Colleges All-Ireland in 1980. And also so many people in my own club as well. And again, it'd be dangerous to mention names, but I can see a few of them here tonight. And I am very, very grateful for all that they did for myself and for the other players involved. Of course, the senior successes of 1972 and 74, managed by our present chairman, Brian, you know, that success would have contributed an awful lot to what we did 10 years later. It would have awakened many a young lad to the thrills and excitement of Gaelic football. And a lot of us had great ambitions to play with the county after that. And likewise, I suppose, John Joe mentioned it earlier on about the 82 team. I suppose we might have awakened some young fellas at that stage to playing Gaelic football as well. In 1982, Tom Conaghan became manager, assisted by Donald, Mickey and John Cassidy. And we had a tough campaign that time. We played challenge games, we trained very hard. We started off in Breffney Park in Cavan, and we came away with that from there with a very narrow win. We managed to draw it down in Ballybuffet, went to Newry and beat them by 2 or 3 points again. Narrow win against Derry in the Ulster final, a 1-point win against Laois in the semi-final, and a 3-point win in Carrick-on-Shannon. These were all very, very tight games. There was no room for error. And the lads in charge of that team did a very, very good job. And we were successful. Tom was quoted as saying that there was a healthy rivalry among all of the players that were involved in that at club level, and sometimes it might have been a bit unhealthy at times. But once we pulled on the county jersey, I think it was something that was there for a lot of teams around that time and teams that followed on from it. Once we all pulled on the county jersey, all those issues went out the window. We played one another and we fought one another. A lot of water's flowed under the bridge since 1982. They were great days. People associated with that team and family members have passed away, and we remember them here tonight. I also think of Kieran McCready in Dublin as well, who was taken ill in Campy here. And of course Eugene here, secretary at the time of that triumph in 1982. Eugene, I remember him writing a couple of lovely letters to the training officer in Templemore when I needed to get out for weekends. And it's, I'd like to pay tribute to you, Eugene, as well, and thank you for that. And just in conclusion, I just want to wish all Donegal teams every success this year and the future. Tir Conn Lebu.
Michael Bryan, and again the first team to bring an All-Ireland Football Championship to the county, the 1982 All-Ireland Under-21 team. Right, we're coming to a close. We have one final presentation. I don't know if many people are aware, but Mick McGrath from Ballyshannon and Donegal was the referee for the All-Ireland Under-21 final this year. And we would like to invite him up here, and also John O'Reilly, if you would come along and present him with his All-Ireland medal for refereeing the Under-21 All-Ireland final. Well done, Mick.
That's a good backdrop.
Don't leave for 1 minute, because the Secretary of the County Board, Noreen, would like to make a presentation to you on behalf of the County Board on the honour that you received. And I would like to wish Mick all the best. Mick has been selected to referee the All-Ireland Club semi-final between Crossmolina and Dunshaughlin. Well done, Mick. Before Brian wraps up, there are envelopes on your tables for a draw. If you would kindly make a donation, we will collect them later. I think there's space to provide your name on it, and the draw will be made later. So thank you all for your patience. I would now ask Brian as Kyla of Borden Conde to wrap things up and do the final thank you.
Just in conclusion, Noel mentioned the hour plus VAT. I think it must be taken with the 21% VAT, not the 12.5 or 13.5. Anyway, in conclusion, I would like to thank Highland Radio for the sponsorship of this evening. I would like to again congratulate all the recipients. I'd like to thank the press for being here tonight, photographers, and that to make the evening. I will not go back over the thank yous again, but as your new county chairman, there are two things I would like to say to you. We need your support. There's a lot of people here this evening. We need not only your support on the field, but off the field. And to your own clubs as well, it's required to support those. We have a lot of things in hand this year, a lot of plans. And there are a couple of things very dear to my heart tonight. Let's think about the culture end of the GAA, something that maybe a lot of clubs take for granted. And in the latter years has slipped back somewhat within the county, even in the gifted areas. And second of all, the promotion of the hurling game, best reflected by what Liam Mullen had said. Thank God for the GAA, but thank God for hurling. Let us here at Tyrconnell bring forward hurling in a very meaningful way at underage level, so that instead of having 9 underage hurling teams or 10 this year, that we'll be finishing up the end of the year somewhere between 15 and 16 clubs. Thank you for your attendance here tonight, and I wish you all a very happy New Year, a belated happy New Year, and I hope you give us all the support you can in Tuam next Sunday, and again in Ballyshannon on Sunday weekend and Armagh on the fortnight, against Armagh Ballyface on the fortnight. Have a good night's entertainment. I'm sorry we ran a little ahead of time, but we got a little early in the start. Thank you again.
Thank you, Brian. Just before wrapping up, the manager of the Under-21 squad wants to say a few words, and any people who got presentations, there are boxes over here if you want to come and collect the box for to bring your gift back with you safely. And again, can I remind you of the envelopes? Please put your donation in the envelopes and fill in your name and address, and we'll collect them as quickly as possible.
Reverend Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to delay you too long. I don't know whether it's dancing or what it is, but some people say they keep the good wine to the last. I don't know if there's anybody coming after me or not. But I'm sure if you take a look at these boys here behind, a lot of you would have met them in their past at some stage or another. There's occasions that I met them in places that they should have been, but they probably can tell you about that themselves from time to time. But it was a great time in football. It was a great breakthrough, and I think it was good for the county, and hopefully maybe that Donegal could come across again with something similar. It's a must at the moment, really, with the way things are going, to get sorted out. I suppose when you come up here to speak publicly, you have to think of what you're saying. I normally wouldn't think too much of what I would say. I could just say it out and I never really make any apologies. I think if you do, you're lost, really. But I would like maybe to no hard feelings with the county board. The fact maybe that I did a couple of words there the night as well. So it just seems to be anywhere I go, I usually get very popular before the night's over. But in saying that, it was good, and it was nice to see the team being honoured. And I suppose looking at them, you could say there's some of them could still play that game, and some of them are playing it. But I would feel, like for the amount of success they had it really because they stuck together, worked together, and done a lot of things together. If they could have got away with maybe more than what they were getting away with. But they may not have won any All-Irelands if that had lasted. But the one thing that does stand to it was the people that I had involved along with me was Donald, Michael and John Cassidy. Couldn't have three better people. And it was simple, very simple. As far as I'm concerned, even at the moment, there's so many people speaking about the game has changed and football has changed and all the rest. It hasn't changed. Attitudes have changed. There seems to have to be a lot more money out there to cover managers and expenses and travelling and all the rest. I never believed really in that end of it. All I believed in was treat the players properly, look after them, give them their expenses, and you probably end up with having success. And I'm sure any of the players that are here tonight on this panel will admit that as well. And the other thing I would just like to say, I don't think there was ever as many players on a county panel that became managers overnight. I think at the moment we must have about 25 of them standing here behind me. So I don't know what speaks for what, or whether they're trying to follow what I was doing or what the case was. But the other thing I would just like to say as well, I would like to thank the people that came out to support me in my time of football, both at county and club. And I think they're the people that deserve great credit, from the people that were doing commentaries and doing videos and all the rest. You can see a lot of it there tonight as well, and it's a great thing to have. And although some of these players get it and don't give it back, so I'll be figuring out who has my videos as well. But it is good for the game and all the rest. And I would say, like Donegal have been great supporters down through the years. I think they can come back and support again, and I think they will have something to support because there's a lot of young players coming on. So again, I would just like to thank you all for bearing with me and supporting the team in 1982 and from here on. And thanks very much.
You want a photograph? No. Will I say so? Will I first?
Get yourself get out now and get a photograph, and that's it. Thank you very much for bearing with us. And
You want to do the photograph? We'll ask the bishop to say great afternoon. Huh?
And we'll just wind up now by asking, I know it's very late, Your Lordship, if you would say grace after me.
Thanks to Almighty God for these and all the benefits we will live in reign forever and ever. Amen.